of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask the board to stand for a moment of silence. Honor the importance of our work. We endeavor to do what is in the best interests of our students, our staff, and our community. Thank you. Here.
Here.
Thank you. And may I have a volunteer to read the mission statement?
I'll do that, sure. I've got it written. Delaware Valley School District, in partnership with our community, stands committed to maximizing student potential, fostering lifelong learning, and promoting responsible citizenship.
Thank you, Brian. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second by Tom. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. I would like to remind everyone that public comments are welcome throughout the meeting. Just put your hand up so we can recognize you and give your name to Julie. And then you have the opportunity to ask a question or make a comment. We have 4 presentations this evening. Our first presentation is with one of our popular people from Matamoros, and Mayor Clark. If you would like to come out to the podium, we welcome you.
She's my best.
I'll say she's one of our celebrities.
I don't know about that. Thank you so much. That put me good at ease. I have a letter. I am Mayor, for those of you who don't know, I am Mayor Janet Clark from Matamoros. I am also Vice Chairman of the Eastern Pike Regional Police Department. And the Chairman of the Commission could not be here, and I am Vice Chairman, so I'm taking his place. And I would like to read you a letter, a little proposal that we can talk about later, not tonight. I know you have a full schedule tonight. Delaware Valley School Board, dear President Buck. The Eastern Pike Regional Police Commission would like to formally submit a proposal for police services at the West Hall Matamoros complex. It is our belief that placing an Eastern Pike Regional Police officer in the school complex would be a benefit to both entities. This officer has full arrest powers, including summary, misdemeanor, and felony crimes, which would provide and enhance current services. Attached, please find our proposal for services, and by the way, I have one for each of you. The Commission feels this proposal presents an outstanding opportunity for cooperation, collaboration, and cost saving. I look forward to setting up time to meet and discuss the proposal and work on the details that would allow us to move forward. Eastern Pike Regional Police and Delaware Valley School District share the same core values, providing our children a safer and most secure learning environment. This is sincerely signed by Kevin Zelfati. He is our Commission Chairman. Myself, Janet Clark, Robert Ostinto, Jerry Doty, and Kevin Rose, who are all his commissioners. And I have a proposal. This is one for one uniformed officer for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week at the Delaware Valley Complex, located on Route 6 and 209 in West Hall, and or the Delaware Valley Complex located in Matamoros. The officer will arrive daily at a time to be determined by the school district in a marked patrol car. The officer will work during the student calendar year or between such dates as to be determined. For any call-outs due to sickness and or vacation time, the Eastern Pike Department will provide a replacement officer. The officer will be responsible for daily duties at the school complex to include summary, misdemeanor, and felony crimes. After-hours activities would be charged at a rate of $28.77 per hour. The school resource officer shall remain an employee of the police department and shall not be an employee of the school district. The school resource officer shall remain responsible to the chain of command of the police department. The school resource officer will work closely with the administration of the school to ensure a safe environment. All equipment and mandatory training will be provided by the police department at no additional charge. The police department maintains general liability insurance covering law enforcement activities in a base amount of $1 million, together with an umbrella policy for $4 million for all underlying occurrences. And copies of said policy shall be made available to the school district upon request. And this would come, I would assume, we would have a committee on both sides that would meet to discuss this. I do have copies for all of you, so that you can look at this a little closer. Pam?
Thank you, Mayor Clark. What we will do is take all of this information to our April 14th work session, and that will be where we can get consensus on where we're headed with this.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any comments? Thank you for your very thorough description.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Pam, for letting me go first. Pam told me, Mayor, I'll let you go first. You won't want to sit there. This is all that.
You're more than welcome to stay. We understand.
You know, well, Mayor Clark is passing that along. I think we all agree, Jack and I have talked about this, but it's been a great collaboration with Matt Morris on the new school and things that are happening in the airport park, and we're just delighted to be able to continue to work with the town to grow with Matt Morris. So we appreciate all that you do, Mayor Clark.
Thank you.
Okay, our next presentation is recognition of Eagle Scout Jake Mills. Jake, can you tell me? Jake, can you tell the public about your project?
First off, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here and speak tonight. Eagle Board wasn't nearly as scary as this. So you guys is a lot less than this. But the idea actually came to me from Dr. Schaefer, and it was actually through football selling Warrior cards. She was my first person to sell Warrior cards too. And she gave me the idea of the integer line in school. My Boy Scout troop and 76 meets in the cafeteria every Tuesday. So I figured it would be a great project to do, close to where we conduct our meetings and help out the school. I absolutely loved coming to the school. The staff and everything was outstanding. Everything was amazing. It was really fun. But the nature trail actually got me more involved with the outdoors. The scouting side, I thought I'd get back to it. The project took me 3 years to do. That's not just physical work, that is planning it out. I have to put together a proposal and go in front of the board, and if the board approves the proposal, I can continue with my project. The total project costs around $3,300 to complete. That's mainly because I didn't expect it to be so muddy. And this 14-ton truck is 7 woods back there. That was one point out. 3 years to fully complete. January 6th, I'm in front of the board, and 2 hours later, they finally let me go. I'm back and hitting the button, put the next hit in. The project itself taught me a lot about leadership, and especially what you guys are doing here. Not everything is as easy as the leaders make it seem. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, and it would be good for a couple of the students to come here and complain about the school rules. Honestly. I had my scout troop come out first and second day, the trail was completely washed out. And I believe the school had a well put in the wood back there, and they put road base down. Kind of made it easier, kind of scared me, but I thought they just traveled over my project. It'd be more time to take the gravel off, put culvert pipes in. I ended up putting 2 culvert pipes in where the water washes off into the trail, where it's all collecting. Put a road base down, about 6 inches thick, and then I put a 2-inch modifier on top. So hopefully the trail is still there. Other than that, if there's any questions, I brought my books if any of you would like to see them, I can bring them up to you.
I shared your before and after picture of the trail. I sent them, this is not sent to me, I sent them to where I saw quite a difference. See the before and after.
So it's not these kind of pictures, so you can remember that.
Jane? Hi, I'm Jeremy with Dispatch. I had a little, it's a little difficult hearing you from the back. What exactly was the nature of your project? You cleared trails where?
It was the school does a nature day.
Okay.
And when I did it, the trail was started to wash out.
Does it run behind the school or?
It runs off the baseball field, there's a trail straight back and goes back to the water treatment plant. And I don't know if it still is, but it was an emergency evacuation road when I did it. I understand that it might have changed since then. But once you go back there, don't get to go back to the back and easy to pick up something.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's everybody's up to 5th graders going, but that's school's name.
We'll do that.
So-
And how long the trail?
About 50 years.
Okay, so it's a short nature trail, but it's.
The part
Get
is 50 years. The family trail, depending on your property, and the school,
Well, that's amazing. And it costs $3,300.
no, 2,000.
3,000. I'm sorry. It's 3,340, I forgot the extra 40. What was that mostly down there? What was it that money put to the mostly?
The money went entirely to the trail.
But what did it
Oh,
cost?
yeah, they
Equipment?
went for the culvert pipes, and I had them in, right in price. So, is heavy machines and dump trucks. And they gravel out, so not everything comes to sort of.
Did they give you a discount?
Yeah, I mean, $3,000 off, if that was supposed to be roughly $2,500.
Yeah.
Did you fundraise for that?
I did a Nichols for Nature at this school, and I did a GoFundMe, one of the first guys to do GoFundMe for it. And that was just the biggest income. And I also got a donation from my grandfather, who unfortunately passed in the project. So he gave me some money for it. But yeah, we sent it to the school, and the role of the Boy Scout was if I had any money left over, it goes to the beneficiary, which was the school. However, I got lucky and it came out perfect amount, and I didn't have to pay over, which is exactly what everyone else is doing. Going money back to another 3-month process.
And congratulations, well, that's fine. And they come with the-
You don't have any bells.
No, we really don't. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thanks for your explanation.
It's my understanding that during this project, you had to kind of be hands-off from physical work.
Yes, sir.
And you actually had to inform, you were directing the work of all the other volunteers that were involved. Is that correct?
In fact, the first day I wore a white shirt, and I walked out with a white shirt, which was the first thing. And it was actually one of the hardest times not to jump in and help. And because it's your project, it's the way you know how things are supposed to go, and it'd be easy to jump in there and throw the rock somewhere else, but you have to come to put that.
It's an absolutely great experience for you, a great learning experience, leadership, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. because of the nature trail, they had signs out there that was in certain parts of the trail where you were shooting. And some of the signs, it was a wooden frame with a laminated piece of paper, and those signs started rotting and disappearing into the foliage. So I went and I made 12 new signs out of engraved plastic from the shop, and all forgot what that was there. Yeah, I have used that machine too, which is another interesting experience. I got to engrave the signs and I put them on garden stakes, so it's completely waterproof, rust-proof, so the signs should be there for a while. And I left a couple things for an adventure scout. She wanted to help with the trail too, so I left some things for her to do.
Still knows the plan.
Jake, I was just going to say what a beautiful tribute to your grandfather. And we're so proud of you. And what a blessing to have a student like you in this district.
Awesome, my pleasure.
Jacob, how many hours do you think in total man hours went into this project?
They actually sent me a certificate. That was like 12,000 plus.
Alright, 12,000 plus man hours.
3 years.
And in 3 years, and you put this together yourself. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Lewis.
Credit due.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Lewis. Congratulations on your Eagle Scout. It's a tremendous achievement. We had another previous Eagle Scout here a month or so ago. As well as you, what strikes me most about you is your leadership quality. You hear that word over and over and over again of leadership, and that's really what we'd like to graduate here, leaders in the world. Because now folks like yourself are going to go out to the four corners of the world. We want to send leaders out there who are valid. What strikes me most impressive about you is my life has been filled. I'm 53 years old. I was once a young man like you. I never dreamed that I would face the adversities in life at your age that I have faced. I hope you don't have to face some of the like I'm only on 2 daughters. I don't want them to have to face some of the things that I faced in life. But I know after listening to you and seeing your project and seeing the man you are, I know whatever adversities you face, you will overcome them. Because I always say, what you see as the young person, you see that as an adult. I got reunited with a friend of mine a couple of years ago in Maine. I knew he was a very young man. And he was a great young person. He turned into a great adult, he turned into a great grandfather, a great father, a great person. And that's what I see in you. You faced adversities, but you overcame it. You got the truck out of the mud. You put the culvert in it. In a perfect condition, how easy that job would have been, but you did the job in a not so perfect condition. And that's where I see the great achievement in a person like you. I am a construction foreman. It's tremendously hard to sit back and watch your project without getting dirty. I share that with you. It does teach you patience, and people have told me for years, oh Jack, that'll teach you patience. It doesn't get any easier for guys like you and me. But it's part of being a leader is delegating and delegating the good and sitting back and letting others do things quite not like how you want, but give them that room to be patient. That's what defines a true leader. And I see all those qualities in you. Very impressive. Yeah, good luck in life because you're 53 and you look back, you'll realize how important these days are in your life. Thanks.
Do you have a question before I take her?
I just want to say that I'm sorry that your grandfather passed away. I think he must have been a really good man. He must have been a great man. I could feel though, almost like, hey, you did this great, amazing project for all these people. So good for you then. Good for you.
Thank you very much.
I do have the books that kind of like this.
You want to start on any, pass them
I actually
around?
have enough for one for each table. They're kind of big for you to paperwork, so try to slim them down.
Yeah, if you want to hand it, that's fine.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next presentation, I got staff, but our next presentation is by our K-12 art department chair, Mrs. Stephanie Shohola.
Jake, I have to say, I am highly impressed, so you really made it hard for me again, so. Great job. I was a 12-year Girl Scout, so I know what scouting can do. It certainly does you well. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Well, welcome everybody. Some of you are used to seeing me annually, but some of you I might be new, so welcome to the board members for old time's sake, right? This is Youth Art Month, which is celebrated every March since 1961, and it's our time basically to celebrate the arts for our students and for our community as well. We have a lot of great things to celebrate here at the day in the arts. I mean, our list can go on and on and on. Sorry, Jake just got me there. So this can go on and on, and we really are here. I'm just here to celebrate and number one, thank you to the board and thank the administration for the support that we have for the arts in our school. We are so lucky to have K-12 arts teachers. That is not happening in all places. And also it's our time to just advocate all the achievements and the accomplishments of our students in our department. So I have for each of you a note card which represents the student artwork representing K-12. We have one image which was a really hard decision to make from each teacher and each arts teacher in the district to choose an image for a note card. So on the back of the note card is the student's name and their grade, and you'll get a little representation of, at least what we do in our department. And our hope is that you're going to take it home and enjoy it. Write a note to somebody, then that card will go out, then that card will land in someone else's refrigerator, and someone else will notice it, and we'll get the art out into the community and many more places. If writing notes is not your thing, okay, take a snapshot and get it on Instagram and Facebook and share it that way. So we're happy to do that. We're happy to celebrate for all of you. A couple little highlights coming up very soon in March. So this little card here, just for the sake of the audience, talks about the power of art, and I'll just read it. It's very short bullets. Okay. When you take an art class, you learn from your mistakes. You learn to make critical judgments. You learn to persevere. You learn to see in alternate ways. You learn that there is more than one solution to a problem. You learn to focus and concentrate. You learn to develop your creative skills, and you learn to express who you are. So that's just a shortened list. You can do a lot more with our kids with art. A couple highlights coming up. In the back is a list of all the art shows that are coming up. This Saturday night, the high school is opening a show at the Artery Gallery in Milford, and that show is going to be up for a month. Students submitted work for that, and that was a jury show. Those pieces are going to be up for sale. So if you're going out to dinner Saturday night and you're walking through Milford coming for some refreshments around 6 o'clock, you're going to see the doors busting at the seams in that gallery with all kinds of kids and their parents. This Friday night is at Wallenpaupack. It's the Middle Grade Music and Art Festival, which both the middle school and the Delaware Middle School are participating in. That's they take turns every year, so this year it happens to be at Wallenpaupack. Coming up also March 28th, and I'm sorry I left this one off the card, Dingman Elementary School, they are beginning an art music spirit week. So that's kind of a new program, and I apologize again, Avery, that I left that off the list, but we have quite a list of art shows. So if you get some art shows this week, or this spring, or this March, or this April, we have a lot of good things to celebrate. So I want to thank you, and have a small gift for each of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for your nice dedication.
Thank you.
Stephanie, I'm celebrating you and the other dedicated art staff we have in the schools. The schools look tremendous. Decked out what our students are.
Thank you so much.
And I know that students in our community have got a lot of talent, but you guys are the ones that develop that talent. And it's just great to see.
Thank you so much. It's really my pleasure every year. That's what I love to hear, yes. Thank you. Great. It's hard not to remember that by now. I'm a little bad. Thank you. You did. Thank you again.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Stephanie, do you have anyone to? Our show's Thank you.
Our fourth presentation, last but never least, there is Ms. Ken Golden. It's here with the other kids from the expert line. We got Alice and Molly.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank you very much for seeing us this evening and giving us an opportunity to tell you a little bit about our big project, the spring musical. They do it so much better than I, so I'd like to introduce you to the cast members, Alex Miller and Molly Shohola.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As many of you know, 34 years ago, a young woman named Kim Golden started a drama program at Delaware Valley High School. That year marks one in a very long line of wonderful musicals done here at Delaware Valley. Unfortunately, this year marks the end of that tradition with Kim Golden leaving us. So what better way to see her leave than do one of the finest musicals in musical history, Fiddler on the Roof. A story about Tevye the milkman and his 5 daughters in Jewish Russia in 1905, trying to balance themselves in this crazy life of modern traditions and marrying who you wanted to, which was crazy at that time. So it is a great privilege for us to be here in front of you. We hope that you join us on April 8, 9, and 10, 7 o'clock, and 2 o'clock on Sunday. If you don't mind, we'd like to do a few numbers from the show for you to give you a little preview. Towards the end of the show, Tevye's second daughter, Huddle, has decided to marry a radical Jew who has been arrested in Kiev. At the train station, she explains to her father, Tevye, that she will be leaving him and going to Kiev to follow her love. And this is the song of how she will miss her love and that family.
We're gonna take a seat there. Hold up.
For love. Yes, there with my love I'm home.
And before we leave you, yeah. We gotta get pictures.
Thank you, I apologize for the interruption, but I apologize very much.
Now, before we leave you, one more little excerpt. Of course, the Jews weren't exactly rich in the time of Tsarist Russia in 1905. So Tempe has always dreamed of having a small fortune. If I were rich, yes, all day long I'd biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with the real wooden floors below. And there'd be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, diddle man.
April 8, 9, 10 in the auditorium to get tickets on sale at teachyourself.biz or at the door. But thank you very much.
I just want to say I've known him for a long time.
And we go back.
We go way back. But I have to say, your passion, your dedication, your immense skill, and your great sense of humor has made us great.
You're very sweet, thank you. This is the passion, how can you not be? I've been blessed, and it's been a wonderful ride, and I think it's time for somebody else to pick up and take off with some new blood and some fresh eyes. You don't get rid of me that easily, I'll be hanging around. Keep an eye on things, but what a better way to go out than with this show. So thank you for putting up with me all these years and allowing me to have this wonderful ride. So thank you.
I'm from New York City, obviously, with this voice. I used to go to a lot of plays. I'm really impressed with the performances that are put on here at Delaware Valley throughout. Thank you for your time and your effort. The young man I used to name, but I've been singing that same song for 53 years. I don't sing it or do it as much justice. And Pascal, I'm friends with your parents. Through the beauty of Facebook, I get to see all your performances. You have a beautiful instrument. To hear you this close up, the quality of the instrument really comes to see you. A tremendous talent. Thank you very much for sharing.
What we're able to do is a reflection on the district as a whole by providing us with really incredible talent that we get a chance to work with. I got it. and wonderfully passionate staff, dedicated teachers and professionals. So that's why the show, which is all about love and family, really reflects what the drama club is all about. From pit and cast and crew and staff and the community as a whole, just coming together, and no one person can do it by themselves. So, yeah, I thank you all for supporting this.
Again, I can tell you, I've been on big shows for a while, because I have one child who's been in a couple of them, the other one is in stage crew, and she loves it. And the fans of the bunch are on with it. I agree with Jack, they're outstanding.
On behalf of everyone,
Oh my gosh.
staff, I thank you very much. We work a little hard, and we have a good time.
Yeah,
I think that's the most important thing is, we really enjoy what we're doing.
the quality.
Thank you.
That you put out. And, and you have to raise your own money.
We do, and that's the community again, coming and seeing the show and contributing that way. So we're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
But we have rehearsal coming up, and we just came from rehearsal.
We have one more question.
They have homework too. Yes.
I think your performances are really great. It just, I went to them from Beauty and the Beast, well, to all the way to Anything Goes, and this thing we're gonna watch this play, and I think these two actors are great. They just are perfect at it. I don't know the that one. Huge.
Thank you. I totally agree.
Turn to the more mundane business ahead of us. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on February 18, 2016? Second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
And can we get an Eagle Scout up here to pick up these, thanks.
Thank you very much. Moving on to reports, are there any comments on the administrative, attendance, or financial reports?
Yes, Dan, very, very briefly, it's very interesting to read Mr. Long's report about Dr. Shi. It's great when a really successful student comes back to our schools and talks to our students and gets them focused on what they need to do to be successful. So that was really great to see. The other thing I'm really happy to see in Mrs. Bixby's report is that reading incentive sleepover program is still going on after all these years. What a tremendous program. What a fantastic way to motivate kids to read. I remember the days when I volunteered there a long time ago, and I almost got run over by a police kid. But it's great to see that program still going on.
Are there any other questions or comments? I have a couple of comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this quick, because I already talked enough. The very first, I'd like to say one thing, and Pam touched on this last week. Myself and Pam are on night break, sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, we're discussing what's up here. And I really would like the principals to take this back to the staff and let them know that we really are listening, we're paying attention to what they do. Everybody likes to know that their job that they are doing is recognized and appreciated. And I can speak for myself and we discuss these things that are on here at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's when we discuss things. I first opened this up, I asked last week where the grant money for CTE was being spent. It's my job to ask questions. I tell you what, I was delighted when I saw Dr. Purcell's how we spent this money. We spent $32,000 on a Hawkeye complete alignment system for Guatemala. As a young child, I worked in my uncle's garage. I could do an alignment with a piece of strip. But that's what a grease monkey does, and that's what they would call it. Today's technology, these young people that are out doing these things, that we teach in CTE, they're technicians. This machine does what would take me 2 hours to do, it does it in 2 minutes. It takes the latest technology and it cuts it in half. If we're going to turn out these top-level students out of CTE, equipment like this is needed. You can easily go online and watch a video of this machine in action. It's tremendous. I mean, these are the things. When I read this, and another part on Dr. Purcell's report is that the physics class was brought in to work in conjunction with the automotive. It's children of different backgrounds coming together to work together. And myself and Jessica Deckard, I called her husband to talk about soccer. Myself and Jessica wound up having a long conversation about CTE. We don't want to build a CTE for 1979 or 1999. We want to build a CTE that's relevant for 2020. That's what we're looking at. And I talked to Jessica, she's much younger than me, and I learned so much about today that I don't know, but that's the great benefit of having Jessica, Corey, younger people on board. It really completes us. But Dr. Purcell gets exactly what myself and Jessica were talking about. He understands it, he gets it, and all the people that put this together with the different schools and different chains of thought, today's technicians that are out there, we're going to turn out about CTE. I'm not the person that I was turning out as. They're not the grease monkey, they're not this. They're really highly skilled and highly educated. And we look at tonight, look at the leaders that just signed these, look at the leaders that painted these cards, look at this young man that's an Eagle Scout. These are the leaders that we're going to turn out in various different industries. And I think it's a great, I couldn't have been more delighted. Lastly, the Leadership and Me program, I noticed it in Mrs. McNeely's report, I noticed it in Dr. Leader's report, in Dr. Schaefer's report. I'm a big supporter of that program because that's, again, quality leadership. I also like very much in Mrs. McNeely's report, I can't pull it up real quick because I'm trying to do this quickly, is that you mentioned the lights went out in your school, and one of your teachers, and I can't remember her name, it's on here, used it as a learning opportunity. She's doing a writing course, and the kids are really excited about it and things like that. The one thing I would ask the principals and the administrators to put in these reports is, I'd like to know what the teachers are doing. I'd like to know which teacher is doing what. I understand you can't do it on a monthly basis. If you could try to rotate it, it would help. Because like Brian is an educator, Jess is an educator, Pam's an educator, the rest of us are not educators. We need, and I spoke to Dr. Purcell about this earlier, we not only need you to educate the students, but I need to be educated myself. I need you to educate me so I can do my job better to help you. And, I know Dr. Purcell's line is always open to me, and I'd like to take advantage of that. But please take back to your teachers and your regular staff that, we are paying attention to what goes on, and we are very pleased with how we're doing this. Thank you.
And I would just like to add that probably at every public meeting, I comment on how I just can't get over all the wonderful news that is contained in those administrative reports. And actually for me, they are the most important reports that I read because it is a reflection of how everything is coming together and what is being accomplished and in so many different directions. One of the questions I did have, Jim, was we did a tour, our freshman class toured the CTE facility to show them what is available and I guess to have them sign up. So what I was wondering for our next work session, if you could provide us with some information, just a little bit of data as to how many students are participating. I know back in 2014, there was a newspaper article that reported we had about 30 students on wait list for automotive. So I don't know if that was accurate or not, but we'd like to know that information and for each of the courses that are offered.
Yeah, students are picking the courses now, so we should have more of that.
And if there's a wait list anywhere, we need to know that and see how we can address that. And that's a great program. Thank you.
I just, to say real quickly, the one thing that I've always noticed and I've not liked about these reports is they got a lot. We see it, the press doesn't see it, the paper doesn't see it. And so many times I pick up the paper, it's no reflection on you, it's a reflection on the information we give you. It's negativity stuff, negative. Board members fighting, administrative fighting boards. I don't think that's positive. I think you should release stuff like this because, you know, man, from the dispatcher, if you want to write, they'll give you loads of information to write about. Because
You always do.
there's nothing but good stories in there, good things that happen about this.
You know my stories are generally very, very positive. You know how I feel about it.
We have a wealth of good stories right here.
You guys have more than enough for me right now, believe me. I'm all for it.
Okay, thank you.
So one of my last comments was something that you just touched on. I know we did ask at some point in time for this information for the administrative reports to be put on our website. And I did go into it, I couldn't find it, but I have to admit, I'm not a guru of websites. So I would also like to add to our work session. I don't know if we'll have time in April, but they do this at the intermediate unit. They walk us through the IU20 website, and I think that would be a great thing to do with Delaware Valley's website. And this way we see some gaps we can fill in. But the public should be able to go in and see this fabulous information. So the other comment I had was for Dr. Schaefer. I'm so excited that the dyslexia intervention is actually beginning, you can believe, or it did begin on March 1st. So I was just wondering if in the future you will update us. And I'm curious as to how many are participating, have we done, and you know what the approach is. Because then what can we do with parents and educators outside the community? Eventually do, I know we can't do anything right now, but eventually to back up what you're doing. And that's just a superb program, and I know you have worked very hard on that. So. And, and you can pull the public in the future about that. Lots of classes you've taken in various meetings. And the homework assignment for you too, Dr. Vivas, the CDT test. I'm picking up from the report that the purpose is to get a heads up where strengths and weaknesses are in preparation for more formal testing. So my curiosity is, there's so much assessment going on in this educational world. Will we be eliminating any assessments that we normally do? So what do you think?
We take a look at that every year. Dr. yourself, Dr. Schaefer, and I, and we really work hard to pull back any assessments that we don't feel really valuable. Because in our opinion, if you give an assessment just to give it, but that data is used to change instruction, then it's meaningless. The CBTs, and basically, like Tony's been very involved with that, and comes to his talk today. They really are proving themselves to be not only good predictors for our student business, but they're very valuable individual data to the teachers. Or they're adaptive, so that was meaning that when the students sit down to take the test, they'll start at their grade level for that content. Depending how they answer, they will either go up a grade level or down for the different questions. When the teachers get to see the reports, they're able to drill right into the different standards, to the competencies, the content, and then connect to the SAS website to have resources to support the strengths and weaknesses. So it is a very useful, informative tool. But to answer your question, yes, we are continually evaluating, and then every year we work on an assessment plan. Pull back because while we need assessments, we don't want to take away instructional time to the point that we're compromising that time.
And I suspect the SAS piece is going to be the most important, because if you recognize the weakness, you want to have a resource to work on that weakness. So I think that would be an important component.
And that's what standardized system, the state standardized system.
Mr. Blum, I had a question about your fire drill. You said it came in under 5 minutes, so I wasn't sure if that was, 4 minutes and how many seconds, or 2 minutes, and my first thought is 5 minutes. Is that a long time? I don't know. Is that a long time for a fire drill? So I was just curious about that one.
our goal is always to evacuate 1,600 kids and then have them start to return to the building within 5 minutes.
Okay. So if you were getting everybody out of that building in an emergency, what do you feel the maximum time you would have in order to get everyone out? Would be,
2 minutes.
okay,
Tops.
all right. So through the years, I've always seen it around that, so it caught my attention. That's why I'm bringing it up. And I have to support what Jack said, the speakers that you are bringing in, past graduates from Delaware Valley. I mean, Dr. Shi is working on cancer research. I mean, how amazing. So thank you. It's a great accomplishment. Mr. Mitchell isn't here, but I was so impressed with this blind date with the book. That's very novel. And Pete talent shows, everybody always loves them. Thank you. And all of the 100-day projects were just amazing. And I just can't thank you all enough for your highly creative approaches to making learning interesting. And I have one last comment from Maria Farrell. This wasn't in the your report, but Maria knows that there's something missing in special education. I'm going to point it out and we're going to work on it together. But she also knows when there's something phenomenal happening, I'm going to point that out also. And to think that we have students from our life skills class participating in band concerts, my body is filled with goosebumps right now. So, thank you. Those are all my comments. Anybody else?
I would just say one thing, Ms. Bixby introducing the Moby Max, which I for the longest time called Moshi Max, because that's the way my son pronounces it. It's wonderful, and I've heard from some of the other parents as well. It really is engaging, and they want it at home. So I we're going to work that. It's greatly engaged. Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Dow, you're up.
Since we're behind schedule already, I'm just going to mention one thing on the superintendent's report. I just want to tip my hat to Mr. Long in high school because for forever in the history of Delaware Valley, kids always had to take their SATs at Brochures, Walden, Stroudsburg, and for whatever reason, it was never here. They did a great job. They fought the good fight at the college board to get SATs here. And on March 5th, it was the first time ever that Delaware Valley kids could take SATs at our school. And we were already lined up, so it'll be every spring and fall. They're already booked for October 1st. So thank you to Brian and the high school gang. It was a great improvement of our program.
And that really is so important for students. If you think about comfortability levels and things like that, I mean, Zach probably took a rank for Jervis High School as well, too. When you take a student out of the element and just have a test at such high magnitude out of their comfort zone, so they can stay right on their home district. That's so important. So.
Okay, so moving on, may I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So,
Second?
second.
Second by Chuck. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objection, the motion carries. May I have a motion to accept the bills for payment, which include the general fund, cafeteria fund, capital reserve fund, and the construction fund? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. And John and Dr. Bell, at this point, do we need an executive session?
We're okay.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve personnel items inclusive of resignations, appointments, and change of salary?
Motion?
John, second. Chuck, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. I now have a motion to approve additional volunteers. Corey, second. Okay. Jessica, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the Delaware Valley Adult and Community Education courses and instructors for the summer of 2016?
Motion.
John?
Second.
Corey? Any discussion?
The serve safe is free handling. Okay, that's what I thought.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the continuing bus service to existing daycare centers? Jack, second. Any discussion? I would just like to make a comment that the bus service to daycare centers does not incur any expense to the taxpayers. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing no objection, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve change orders PC 003, 007, 012, 015, 017, 019, 021 for the Delaware Valley Elementary School and PC 017 for the Delaware Valley High School?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Brian, any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say something about this. I ask questions. I ask lots and lots of questions. And sometimes I get really nice answers. And with these change orders, I like to see yes. Choice Electric, we upgraded our lighting. Those originally built from, I guess, fluorescent, similar to LED. Every fixture has a cost, a yearly cost associated with every electrical fixture, boiler, refrigerator, things like that. This light, say, costs $100 a year to run. An LED would cost $10. You have a savings there. Expenditures like this, I learned at a very young age that there's a difference between spending money and investing money. Things like this are an investment, because in time, they actually pay for themselves. And you have to say it's a 3-year period, we start to see a real savings value. We're always talking about money and how we can cut it. We turn on the TV and we watch every politician from both sides say they're going to cut spending and waste, and nothing ever gets done. I'd like it to get done here. I'd like to, when I see things like this, that's what I'd like to see, school-wide, a facilities program, where we can actually decrease our costs, and that way when Mr. Fisher needs money at the end of the year to balance his budget, we can provide him with the money, and the different projects we'd like to do. There's money there, there's money to be found. And I'd really like to start doing things like this, and I was very happy to thank you all for doing this. And I was saying, they put it. That's exactly, like I said, sometimes I ask questions, and I asked 2 questions this month, I was very pleased with both answers. So that's.
Any other comments? Thank you, Jack. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the widening and relocation of Old Sawmill Road, access SR6, Route 6 and 209, also known as the Beyond property?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objection, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the Plan Comp H for the 2016 bond issue of the new Delaware Valley Elementary School for submission to the Pennsylvania Department of Education? Chuck? Second by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I now have a motion to approve the change order number 001 for the miscellaneous 2004 projects at a credit of $1,318.57.
So moved.
Second? Okay, so that's Brian and Don. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objection, the motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the school hours for the 2016-2017 school year?
So moved.
Jack? Second. Second by Jessica. Any discussion?
Any changes, John? No, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no objections, the motion carries. May I now have a motion to approve the following board policies? And since policies are a very important job of ours, I will name the policies. Membership, principles for governance and leadership, non-discrimination in school and classroom practices, non-discrimination in employment and contract practices, English as a second language, public performance by students, social events and class trips, suspension and expulsion, pregnant students, student assisted program, foreign exchange students, child abuse, maintaining professionalism, administering naloxone, and volunteers. May I have a second?
Second.
Oh,
So,
okay. By Jack, second by John Leslie. Any discussion?
I'd just like to thank, one of the most important things on here is the naloxone. And I just want to thank John Kowalski for his work on doing that, and bringing that policy to us. It has a great potential to be a lifesaver.
I'm sorry, Jack, what project is that?
Naloxone, it's the drug that you give for.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's currently in the school now, yeah.
It's something I hope we never have to use in the school, but it's something I'm really glad that we do have. And John went through a seminar, did a lot of work, I put his policy together, and I really appreciate it.
Very, very familiar with the drug because I used to give it to neonates. There was no question, you had a baby who was born and there was even the possibility that his mother had been on drugs or had to give it down all too close to birth. You just gave it, it's harmless, it's a harmless drug, but it can save lives. So I'm thankful for this program.
Thank you, John, for all your hard work on this.
My pleasure.
And thank you to the board for working on all these policies. And so, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any objections? Hearing none, the motion carries. We now move to other business from the board first. Do you have any comments from the board?
I would just like to wish all the team good luck this Saturday, us in mind. It's always an exciting time for those things.
And now, anything from the board?
I promised the parents I'd have the kids out of here at 7:30. A lot of them have OM. I just want to introduce some members of our student council. Isabella Bixby, this is Bixby's daughter, she's on the OM 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade with Bennett Nielsen. He's also on OM, so they've had quite a week. I'm sure they need to get to bed. Hazel Burrow is on our council. Kate Shivers on our council. This is our president of our student council, Ron McManus, and Vince Rizzolo. Some of the other kids couldn't make it. They've got, I don't know what's going on across baseball, whatever. So we have 18 members on our student council, 2 from each class, grades 3 through 5. So I'd like to bring them for the start of the tradition, to just see how a meeting's supposed to be run. We don't always do that well with our student council, but we try. So thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
If you could bother for a picture for the kids. Just you guys up there like we did last
We're
time.
going to adjourn right now, so go ahead and sit like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing it, it keeps us on our best behavior. And then Isabella, when you were little, you were one of my Daisy Scouts, you grew up to a beautiful girl. We're very glad to see you.
Well, this proves that they can be quiet.
Well, they keep us on our best behavior, so keep bringing it.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed yourself this evening. Thank you for coming. It's nice having you here. Anything else from the public?
Hello, I have a lot of things that I wanted to comment, but it's long, so I'm just going to cut it down to this one. I would just like to publicly thank the staff at the Dayton Delaware campus for being professional about the power outage on the 24th of February. Many parents took to Facebook and complained that our kids shouldn't be there when the power's out. They'll be cold. I think it was handled extremely well, and I was glad that my kids were able to attend school and see that they don't have to have electronics every day to do something at school, that they can pick up a pencil and write. They don't need a smartboard, they have a chalkboard they can use. So I just like to personally and publicly thank the staff at the Dayton Delaware campus for being the way they did and treating our children to a fun day of learning without technology.
Thank you. Your comments are appreciated. Thank you.
Last meeting I really about a policy regarding detention and promotion, and I just wanted to know if anybody's able to review it at this time, or if it's still up for review, because I remember Cory had mentioned.
The April 14th work session, right, that we discussed.
Well, no, we looked at the budget back then. But we went back and looked at it, we have a different interpretation this year. So reading language arts is in fact one. It's not reading comma language arts. Reading language arts is one comprehensive subject. Remember, we were concerned about whether we one or two.
Right, because in the middle school level, it's treated as two different classes, but as
It is not.
elementary.
It is not. It's not, reading in sixth grade is one subject, English language arts. The only difference would be if a student had English and reading, those are two separate courses.
Yeah, it's in
No,
seventh and eighth grade.
Seventh and eighth grade.
Starting in seventh grade, starting with seven, there's a very small portion of our patients who read, most do not. About 85% of our patients do not read reading because they're in foreign language. So that's a whole separate issue, separate from the K-6 issue. K-6 reading language arts are all one way, and we show up as one thing on the report. In seventh, reading will show up separate if you have to take that course. But again, 85 or 90% of the kids don't take that. But if you do have to take that, and show, that's when it does show up as a separate course.
Okay, because in the policy it stated that if you fail two subjects.
Yes, but the reading and language arts policy, there's not a comma between reading and language arts. Reading and language arts, comma, mathematics, so on and so on. So reading and language arts is considered one thing. We were still going to rewrite it to make it clearer, but if we were thinking when we talked to you last time that was reading, comma, language arts, comma, math, so it looked like three things, and that's not the case.
Because there's also different grade level, the policy said for different grade levels.
Yes, but what we're saying is reading and language arts, there's no comma in between. It's considered one thing. We're going to change that so it says English language arts going forward. So that it's with no comma, no hyphen, no backslash, so that it's English language arts is one thing.
It was also mentioned at the last meeting that those two subjects would be discussed separately with the teacher when retention was being considered. So Corey, do you want to continue with looking into this policy so there's no confusion?
We'll be
Okay.
advising and put it back to you.
We're looking at May then, our May work session, our June work session.
April and May are all budget, so in June.
In the meantime, if you have questions, you'll meet with Dr. Schaefer.
And the team at the school, I mean, it's really kind of the building principal, we have to help, sure.
Okay.
Can I make a comment as a parent, as a public? I'd like to see old dad make this comment, but I'm too tired. But just sit here and make it. As a parent, it's very difficult for me to have a child in the school because you wear two hats, a parent and a school worker. My children I love just as much as any parent loves their child. And sometimes you watch your child struggle in certain areas. I've been watching my little girl struggle. And I did some more stuff about it. And I went to the school. And I talked to Dr. Brzezinski, see John, I said, "Who's the guy?" And I talked to Mrs. Olson. And they knew what was going on with my child. They knew about it. And that's a tremendously great feeling for a parent to go there and not have to explain it, that they already know. That just shows, I know that level of dedication is throughout the school. With our teachers and our staff, that's why I always speak well of them. Because it was a great relief tonight to know that my child is really being looked after, that there's nothing slips through the gap here. And that's the quality of people we have in the school district. So as a parent, that means an awful lot. And just thank you for their dedication.
Thank you. And as a board charged with the responsibility of making sure that policies are intact and understood by all members of the community, we will continue to discuss this policy. So in the meantime, we'll be meeting and discussing it so that when we get to the June meeting, we'll be prepared if we do need to make any changes. Thank you. And so now I need to make an announcement. No other comments? April 14th, we have a work session, 6 o'clock at the Delaware Valley Administrative Office. April 21st is the regular board meeting, public meeting, Also, that's at 6:30. Did I say 6 o'clock? Okay. And, at the Delaware Valley Administrative Office. Now we have a motion to adjourn.
So,
Second?
second.
Jessica, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any- Yep.